Good afternoon, everyone. This is the weather for the week ahead presented by Flagler Weather Info. And this is Sunday, March 8th, 2026. And if time seems a little warped on you, we have just started day one of daylight savings time. So uh, the time is about a little bit after 2 p.m., and it might still feel like 1 p.m. because of that time change. So we're going to go and talk about what's going to be expected as we go through now. This is kind of a really cool satellite image. This is live, and you can notice these little streaks of cloud here, and that's the edge of the high pressure system that's off to our east. And this is, you can kind of see the edge of it here. The wind's coming from the southeast over here in southern Florida, but banking off to the southwest in North Florida, northeast Florida. You can see here there's some puffy clouds building up. There's showers and thunderstorms developing here along the Gulf Coast sea breeze. And this activity is going to be moving our direction a little bit later on today. So let's get into what's going on. So let's talk about wildfires at first. So we only have one in Flagler County right now that is being monitored. This one here out in the southwest part of the county, 100% contained, and a little less than 3.5 acres. As that one, not anything really to worry about. Now, of course, the county has lifted the burn ban. So why is that? Well, even though we're still in extreme drought, it's the drought index that is monitored. And Flagler County being right about here. See this little blue area right here? That tells us the drought index is between 200 and 300. Usually when you get up over 500 is when you start having some serious problems with wildfire. So due to the rainfall we've had with those last few weather systems, that has helped us get out of trouble, serious trouble at least with wildfire for now. Now, it doesn't mean we're completely out of the woods. We got a long way yet to go, and things can definitely dry back out. So we have to still use caution with wildfire and so forth out there. So let's talk about what the National Weather Service is talking about here. And now there is going to be that scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Stronger storms possible along the I-95 and US 1 corridors, and that does include us. Areas of dense fog remain possible each morning through Wednesday. So you've noticed it's been foggy in the mornings. That is going to persist. There continues to be a rip current risk at the beaches. Quite warm, though, with temperatures approaching record levels by Wednesday. And then another round of storms expected on Thursday. And, of course, those extreme drought conditions continue. So this is the area of concern for the possibility of strong thunderstorms today. And it doesn't mean that every single inch is going to see thunderstorms in this area. It just means that anywhere in this little area right here that's shaded, that some scattered hit or miss, isolated strong thunderstorms will be possible. There'll be scattered showers and thunderstorms, but among those, there could be the odd one or two storms that are strong and anywhere in this area, but it does include Flagler County. So, we have to kind of watch out for that a little bit. Nothing to really change your plans or anything like that, but just be aware of the weather. Any activity will be coming up out of the southwest, moving off to the northeast. So if you see the sky getting dark off to the west or southwest, it's time to start moving into a safer place. Again, we're not expecting widespread severe weather by any stretch. Drought conditions, again, we continue in extreme drought, which is condition D3, entire county. But again, this is basically just measured on how much rain we've had over the last several months. The drought index is a lot different. The drought index is kind of like what's going on right now, and then this is the longer version of things. So let's back up here a little bit and let's talk about what's going on with our weather here in Flagler County. Taking more of a regional view. So here's a high pressure system that's moving off. Here comes a front. Tomorrow, that front kind of stalls off to the north. Another high pressure system kind of tries to establish itself over Florida rather. And then that high pressure system holds. And then that front kind of lifts back to the north. This is where that warmer air starts to come in. But here comes another front. These guys are going to merge. Here's a good risk of severe weather here in the mid and southern central part of central United States. Wintry weather well off to the north and off to the northwest. But this system is going to approach us by Thursday, and it's going to give us a round of showers and storms. It'll be rather quick moving, though, but it's going to give us a round of showers and storms. So good chance of showers and storms today, and then another good chance on Thursday. And again, one or two of those could be strong. Again, we're not expecting widespread severe weather right now. So let's talk about winds right now, taking a closer look here in Flagler County. So today, a little bit breezy, gusting maybe up to 20 miles an hour. And then tomorrow, Monday, kind of a light wind day. And then Tuesday, gust up to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, gusting up to 22. Thursday, as that front comes through, expect a rather breezy day. Gust up into the 20s inland. Gusts near 30 miles an hour at the beaches, and then those winds begin to decrease as we go into and approach the weekend. So let's talk about temperatures now. How warm, how cold is it going to get? It's going to be a rather warm week. So today, temperatures peaking generally mid-upper 80s inland, upper 70s beaches. The ocean temperature is still holding at about 62, 63, 64 degrees. There are some variations in that water temperature, but that's what we're looking at. We're about 60, in the lower 60s with a water temperature, so that's going to keep temperatures a little bit cooler at the beaches. Also why sometimes you see that sea fog, because that warmer air gets over that cooler water in the right conditions. It can cause that sea fog to form. Tonight, temperatures bottom out in the 60s. Remember I said the ocean temperature is about 64, so it's going to keep it warmer at the beaches, but it'll be cooler as you go inland. Tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures again, kind of like today, mid-upper 70s beaches, mid-upper 80s inland. And then this kind of continues into the next several days here. Tuesday, still the same thing. Wednesday, still the same thing. Highs in 70s beaches, mid-80s inland. And then Thursday morning, again, still kind of the same thing. And then quite warm on Thursday, but not as. Still highs in the 70s beaches, around 80 or so inland. And then things cool off a little bit Thursday night. Now we're down into the 50s as that front goes by. So we're looking at temperatures bottoming out, mid-50s inland, maybe near 60 at the beaches. And then as we go into Friday, whoops, hit the wrong one there. As we go into Friday, look for temperatures to peak in the 70s, maybe just getting to 70 at the beach, but generally mid-70s. So a little bit of a cooler trend towards the end of the week, but not much so. But things will rebound up pretty quickly as we're back up to near 80 by Saturday and looking for lows over the weekend, generally in the 50s and 60s. So we're not looking at any significant cold outbreaks, at least in the next 7 days. What about precipitation? Let's talk about that. So let's let that load up. So today, best chances of showers and thunderstorms. Inland, if you're over here by Mondex, Andalusia, western parts of the county, Ha Creek, you're pretty likely to see some rain today. As you go further to the east, those rain chances come down a little bit. That's because of that sea breeze developing. But even still, a good 55% chance of getting showers, maybe a thunderstorm out towards the beaches as well. But those better chances are inland. Remember what I said, 1 or 2 storms could be strong, so just be aware of that. Tonight, those rain chances basically disappear, down to about a 30% chance. County-wide, maybe 25%, but those higher chances along the coast. Tomorrow, looking at just a slight chance of a shower during the course of the day. Tomorrow night, we dry out. Tuesday, we stay dry. Tuesday night, stay dry. Wednesday, stay dry. But then on Thursday, pretty good chance of showers and storms county-wide as a round of them are expected to come through. Looks like in the afternoon right now it's going to be the best chance. And 1 or 2 of those could be strong. But right now, these rain chances about 60% for Thursday. These rain chances may be increased or decreased as the forecast gets fine-tuned. So that's your next chance of any appreciable rain. And then in Thursday night's rain chances decrease. And then just a tiny chance Friday and into the weekend. So how much rain are we going to get? Let's take a look at rainfall amounts, storm totals. Maybe a half inch. We're not looking at really a lot of rain, even though we're seeing high rain chances for today and another high rain chance on Thursday. We are not looking at very heavy rainfall amounts by any stretch at all. So that's how all that looks right there. So let's go ahead and get into the longer range forecast now. So this takes us from March 13th to March 17th, and we're looking on the average temperatures to be above normal for Flagler County. Matter of fact, almost a 40% chance of that. Now, how about precipitation? We're also looking at above normal chances of precipitation. That's good. We need all the rain, all the precipitation that we can get. Now, taking the forecast further out into the future. So this takes us into March 21st. This gets us, you're going down to MegaCon. That's about the time that this takes us to. And if you're going to MegaCon and you're a cosplayer, you may actually enjoy some of the cooler temperatures. So it looks like temperatures are at least going to maybe come down to about seasonal averages by the middle part of March. And there is some cooler than normal temperatures trying to creep in northeast Florida. So it looks like when we get to the middle part of March, looks like we're seeing a bit of a cool down compared to the way things are right now. And looking at precipitation chances, look like we are looking at about average for precipitation. Now, as we move further into, right now we are in meteorological spring. As we move further on into it, remember, the spring is a changeable weather time, so it doesn't mean that all the cold air is done. There's always a chance of another cool snap or two before we get out of March. And I've seen cool snaps as late as in the season as in April. I've seen not freezes in April, but I've seen lows down in the 40s and temperatures struggling to get into the 60s in April in the past. So you can get some cool snaps in April, though it's not real common. So that's going to wrap it up for today's forecast. Again, follow our page for updates. We use information straight from the National Weather Service. And again, watch out for the possibility of a few strong storms today and then maybe another round of them on Thursday. Everybody out there, have a great week ahead and take care. And again, if you've just joined us and you've missed everything, you can rewind it. After we conclude the live broadcast, we will also be posting the YouTube link of this broadcast on our YouTube channel. Everybody have a great day.